Your possessions will be treated like our own, always in perfect condition. Visit safeboundmoving.com for a free quote. Safe with Safebound. Your move matters.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
It's Friday, baby. Welcome on in, folks, to Russo and Rizzo. No Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Damian Perez. No Christian Katz. So Mike Rizzo and Damian Perez live here from the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. You could watch us live on YouTube, Twitter/X. You could listen to us on the ESPN app, on your Alexa smart speaker. And you could find the show. If you missed the show, you could find the show wherever you get your podcasting. Go to your podcasting center. Just search Russo and Rizzo. Damian Perez is here with me. How you doing, Dame?
Good afternoon. How you doing, Mike? I'm feeling
so
good.
It is intern JC in there could probably tell it better. I was pretty hot with the ESPN West Palm crew with the 50 states. So they were testing me on my knowledge of the 50 states and capitals.
Oh, yeah?
And, dude, I was...
Nailed it?
Let's say this. I missed North Dakota and I missed South Dakota. Okay. I knew I was going to do that. North Dakota, by the way, Bismarck. South Dakota is Pierre.
So you missed the capitals of South Dakota
Correct.
and North Dakota.
Correct.
Okay. I probably would have
missed it. And then I missed Oregon. I said Portland. It's Salem. But back in the day, I got 48 out of 50 in fourth grade.
Wow.
Mrs. Yates's
So you've had a
social
regression.
studies
You've
class.
regressed.
Oh, I've regressed. I, back in my youth, maybe had one too many beers. How about that? One too many alcoholic drinks. I think I might have forgot a couple of things along the way. But we got plenty of things to talk about today. Cooper Flagg made his debut. The NFL is trying to go to an 18-game schedule. National French Fry Day. We'll get more on that later on in the show. But I got to say, 888-760-3776. If you don't like French fries, I don't think I could trust you. I honest to God, I don't think I've ever met a person who doesn't like French fries outside of one of our marketing facilitators, Courtney Rukoff here at ESPN West Palm. So, if you don't like French fries, can't trust you. But happy Friday to everyone. I did want to start a little bit, though, with that 18-game season. I don't think we need 18 games. It's going to happen because the NFL loves making money. In the end of the day, the NFL is going to do whatever the hell they want. But 18-game season is right now being proposed by the league, and Patrick Mahomes, for one, is not a fan, and Joe Burrow, for one, is not a fan. I think Mahomes, the most recognizable name in the NFL, probably the best quarterback in the NFL. I know the Chiefs didn't necessarily look too hot in that Super Bowl victory, or rather Super Bowl loss against the Eagles, and a Super Bowl victory for the city of Philadelphia. But certainly when there are things like this throughout the league that are changing, you want to hear from the best players. You want to hear what they have to think about a possible rule change. And here's what Mahomes had to say. I think you'd have to find a way to have more bye weeks and more time spread out. To that point, Dame, let's stop there. I think you'd have to find a way to have more bye weeks and more time spread out. The players already hate the short week and playing on Thursday. And, dude, the NFL is a grueling season. I understand technically right now it's 18 weeks because you play, when it was 16 weeks, it was week 17 because of the bye weeks. So this would be 19 straight weeks of NFL football. For fans like us, we're in our glory. More football, absolutely. But I understand the player perspective of it, of wanting maybe another week to recuperate. I'll listen to another bye week. You're going to have to change a lot of things around. But, Dame, I really do think the game is vicious. The game is very physical. And I see what Patrick Mahomes is saying here about possibly maybe wanting another bye week.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. NFL, the football season is probably, like you said, the most grueling, the most physical. A lot of wear and tear on these players, and you see it year to year. I feel like injuries tend to been on a upward scale.
Yep.
And that goes to the additions of weeks. And if we add more weeks, how are we looking at the wear and tear of these players? And
you mentioned injuries, Dame, and that's where Mahomes goes next. He goes, you guys, you see the amount of injuries that that have piled up there at the end of seasons, and you want to have the best players playing in the biggest games. So I'm happy you brought up the injury factor because that's where Mahomes went next. And then he continued to say, you want to have the best players playing in the biggest games. And so if there were a way to get 18 games, I'm not a big fan of it. But if there were a way, I think you have to add some bye weeks and to give more guys and their bodies some time. So if Mahomes basically said, not a fan of it, but if you're going to do it, make sure you give more bye weeks and more time off at a minimum. Now, we've seen this whole schedule thing be a problem in other sports. Like NBA players want to get rid of the 82 games. Football player, Damien, you and I are soccer guys. I mean, their season is crazy. Their season is nuts.
I feel like there's never a break nowadays.
Never. I mean, listen, I love the FIFA Club World Cup. I absolutely love that I get soccer in July, but it's July 11th, and some of these teams haven't had a time off, and their leagues start in a month.
I mean, not even their leagues, their preseasons.
Correct.
Their preseasons are already kicking off.
And like August 18th, I think, is the first week of the Premier League.
Correct.
We're about a month away from that. So it's not only a problem in the NFL, it's a problem everywhere else. Now, back to the NFL and back to Patrick Mahomes. That's what he had to say. But Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengal quarterback, has previously argued that if there's another regular season game, there should be a second bye as well. So both these quarterbacks in agreements, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, if you do add an 18th game, you're going to have another bye. I don't know if this is going to get by the Players Association. And you want to know the sad part? The Players Association could vote against it. I could still see the owners doing it somehow. I could still see the owners making a way for this to happen. Now, the Players Association would probably ask for more guaranteed money, more money maybe from those TV contracts and those deals. Like the NBA, if you look at the NBA, a lot of that revenue that they get in those contracts comes from the TV deals that the NBA has signed. Maybe the Players Association in the NFL could figure something along those lines. But another point on this, Dame, the week 18 games kind of stink. I'm going to call a spade. Like, did we get a couple of winner go-home games last year? Sure. Have we got a couple of winner go-home games in weeks past? Yes. But too many times I see at the end of the season, like stinkers happening, draft pick positioning happening. I think that's the story more often than not at the end of the year is teams trying to get the season over with and teams trying to jockey for draft position.
Right, watering down the product.
Yeah, like not necessarily putting their best foot forward out to win. Like you did see a few years back with the Texans and Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith famously won the game and missed out on the number one pick for the Houston Texans. Granted, it turned in to C.J. Stroud. It worked out for the Texans. But more often than not, I don't think we're seeing like the matchups of, if this team wins, they're going to the playoffs, and if this team loses, they're going home. We're getting a watered-down bad product more often than not, and I don't know if 18 games is necessarily going to help that. It's going to help with more games and more chances to maybe go on a run and make the playoffs. I understand that. More, maybe more games mean more money as well for the players, as I mentioned with the Players Association. But I don't know. Folks, my whole thing on this is I don't think we got to do 18. I don't. But it doesn't matter what I think. The NFL could do whatever the hell they want. They are truly bulletproof. You hear Colin and I say it all the time on this show. The NFL could do whatever they want because they're the best show in town.
Yep.
How long are they going to be the best show in town, Damien?
I mean, I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Let's be honest. Let's be honest and sit here. From, like you said, from a fan's perspective, I think fans would love the addition of an extra game. But from a player's perspective, wear and tear, it definitely makes no sense. But I don't see the NFL kind of taking the backseat to another product anytime soon.
I'm with you. It's not going to be the NBA. I love baseball. I wish I could talk more baseball, okay? But it's not baseball either.
Now, to give you another angle,
yeah.
What about statistical categories, records, for example? Like, we see records that are historic. We ask ourselves, will they ever be reached? So now we're going to see players beating those records, but it'll have an asterisk because they had an extra game or two.
To that point, Damien, do me a favor, partner. Saquon Barkley, I believe, was it Eric Dickerson? I think Saquon Barkley almost broke somebody's record. I believe it was Eric Dickerson's record. And Dickerson went to the card that you did, more games, But Barkley didn't end up playing in that final week of the season, so he didn't break Eric. I believe it's Eric Dickerson, by the way. I want to make sure we're right on that. But, to that credit, too, you're saying the stats might get a little watered down. Sure. I'll listen to that. I'll definitely listen to that. You're going to be playing 2 more games than those guys did back in the day. They played 16 back in the day. Now, you're playing 17 right now, and you're on your way to playing 18. Absolutely.
And it was Eric Dickerson back in 1984, 2,105 yards with the Los Angeles Rams.
I can't believe how bitter he was, by the way. If someone, granted, Damien, I don't have a record like the most rushing yards in the NFL, but if I had like a record and there was a young buck who like was very good at the craft and did better, like I would usher him in. You know what I mean? I'd welcome it. If you're going to live in the past like that, you can never move forward. I don't know. I'm a big advocate of ushering in the new generation, ushering in the next big generation that's going to take over whatever the hell it may be. I kind of found that kind of bush league by Eric Dickerson, but that's neither here nor there. 888-760-3776. Call in now if you got a take on the NFL wanting to move to 18 games. Personally, I don't think they need to do it. I think the NFL is just looking more ways to make money. At the end of the day, we're all running a business. We're running a business here at the radio station. And you see businesses everywhere trying to do things to try to make themselves more money. I just think this is a giant money grab. And it's more opportunities for streaming services and other probably, I say channels, but like look at Netflix. Netflix has bought Christmas. Mm-hmm. They've bought, I believe, did they buy Black Friday this year? I'd have to go back and look and see. But like Netflix, Amazon, Prime. You had a Peacock game in Brazil last year. I think the NFL knows that companies are trying to buy their product at astronomical rates, and they could set it to whatever the hell they want, and people are going to try and get their
And you can argue that the NFL is, in a sense, the golden goose for these streaming networks, because what other product can you put out there that's only, 3 or 4 months of the year and will generate the revenue that it does? It's kind of a no-brainer if you're looking at it from a Netflix standpoint or a Peacock standpoint. It's the product to go and get if you're looking at the sports world.
All right, so I have the week 1 schedule up in the NFL. I mentioned Peacock. Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia Eagles. You watching that? It's going to be
absolutely
unbelievable game.
I try and watch every NFL game of the season.
Listen, there's no need for me to continue because I was about to say they could put it anywhere and we're going to watch.
Yeah.
They could put the product anywhere. They could put the product on BN. You know what BN is because you're a football you're a football fan like me. That's where I watch my French soccer. They could put it on BN and people are going to be buying subscriptions to BN. So they could put the product anywhere and people are going to watch. But 888-760-3776, that number to call on in if you got a take on the NFL wanting to move to 18 games. Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best player in the NFL, most recognizable name in the NFL, multi-Super Bowl winning quarterback, the next Tom Brady, whatever you want to call him. He said, I am not a big fan of it, but if there were a way, I think you'd have to add more bye weeks. And then Joe Burrow, who really is a fantastic quarterback in his own right as well, doesn't have the championships like Mahomes or the MVPs. But Burrow argued that if there's another regular season game, there should be a second bye week. So 888-760-3776. Is the NFL getting money greedy? Are they bulletproof? How long is this going to last? And let's go back to that point. How long is this going to last? I don't see it changing in 20 years. Like, I'm trying to think of a sport that could dethrone it. The only one that could come to mind, and listen, I love the NFL. Football is my favorite sport to watch on television. But the NFL is not my favorite league to watch.
Is it?
It's college football. It's college football. College football is my absolute favorite. Now, I think a lot of it has to do with where I grew up in Northeast Ohio. I love my Browns. Okay, you're from Cleveland. You root for the Browns. That's how it is. I don't care how bad you are. You support your team. And listen, you're allowed to make fun of the Browns. No one else is allowed to make fun of the Browns. That's how it is. But let's put things in perspective quickly for me. The Buckeyes were very good when I was growing up. My mom went there. My aunt went there. I went there for 2 years.
It was easy to fall in love with them.
Exactly. So and they're good. And that helps. So that's probably why I think I like college football more, is because my rooting interest, my team that I support and love, they're better at it. And I think the parity of college football is great as well. Now, you haven't seen a lot of it in recent years with Alabama, with Georgia. It was dominated by the SEC for a while. But, my friends call me Big Ten Mike. as being Big Ten Mike, it's good to see teams like Michigan and Ohio State getting back in there and winning national championships and evening out the playing field. I think Nick Saban retiring in the sport certainly helped. I think Nick Saban had a monopoly on a ton of recruits, on his defensive style. I mean, not necessarily a monopoly on his defensive style. Fair play to him. It was his own shtick. But he was an amazing coach. The best in college football. With all due respect to Bear Bryant and maybe some of the other greats, Bobby Bowden, I think he was the best to ever do it. But I probably would put college football as my favorite. College football could be the only thing that could rival it. And they're on their way to being a professional league. Mm-hmm. That's what everyone doesn't want to admit. College football arguably is already professional sports with how you're paying the players.
It's becoming more and more of an extension of the NFL because it always was, because ultimately it's the second step after you finish your college football career. But like you said, it's becoming more and more similar to the NFL.
The pride, listen, NFL fans are crazy. I'm not trying to take that away from NFL fans, all right? I grew up in the dog pound where we were eating dog treats, drunk at 6 a.m, okay? Trust me, they're loyal. But the bands, the school pride, dude, I love the jerseys. There's so many teams. There's so many cool jerseys within college football. Granted, I think the scarlet and gray is the best jersey in the country with those silver helmets and the Buckeyes. But regardless, there's a lot to like about college football too. And I think that could be the only league, and I say league, but only sport that could rival the NFL and the monopoly they have built. And how about that? The only league/sport, I'm dumb because it's the same sport. It's football. You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's probably going to be another extension of the NFL. The guys you see play on Saturday start playing on Sunday.
And that's their ultimate goal, too.
Can I say this? I like in college football how the guys have to stay there 3 years. I love that.
Yeah.
I think it should be a thing in basketball, too.
It also goes to a physicality standpoint. Yep. You can do that in basketball, but it's tough to throw out an 18-year-old in the NFL.
Agreed. And I wish they'll never do it in basketball. Granted, basketball is a different game. To your point, it's not as physical. It's physical. Don't get me wrong.
It's not as dangerous.
Correct. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not as dangerous, and the injury risk is significantly down. And we weren't keeping LeBron. We weren't keeping LeBron James in college for 3 years. All right, we weren't keeping Kobe Bryant in college for 3 years.
I mean, you would have loved that being an Ohio State fan.
Yeah, Brian would have went to the Buckeyes.
I agree.
I mean, LeBron, he's a supporter of Ohio State. The basketball team wears his gear. So, yeah, God, now you got me going down memory lane over here. God,
what could have been?
Can you imagine? I'd want him on the football field too.
Yeah.
Play tight end. Yeah. Dude, he'd be the best tight end in the nation.
Two-time athlete for sure.
Be the best tight end. No one's ever played basketball and football. No one's ever played in the NBA and in the NFL. Bron could have done it. Dude, he was unreal in high school. So my old man, my dad, Fox 8, the local TV station, my dad was a sports anchor there for 30 years. He covered LeBron in high school. He goes, Mike, he was a man-child on the football field. His high school stats were ridiculous.
Wow.
He could have played any sport.
That's interesting. Because you usually hear about him. You usually hear about his dominance just in basketball.
Yeah. Oh no, dude, he was unreal for St. Vincent St. Mary. He played. They put him at wideout, and everyone was worried that he was going to get injured playing football. You know what I mean? But dude, he was so much bigger than everybody. I think the people tackling LeBron were the ones getting injured.
More at risk.
Yeah. Neither here nor there. 888-760-3776. That's the number to call on. In 18 games, the NFL is looking to push the season another game and make it 18 games. Are you for this? Are you against it? Where I'm at with this is I think it's a waste of time. I don't think you need to do it. I think it's a money grab for the NFL. In the end of the day, we're football fans. We definitely love more football. But if you look at it from a player side and the safety standpoint, like Patrick Mahomes, like Joe Burrow, it's probably going to be a problem. And you're probably going to have to add another bye week. But I think it's good with 17. I thought it was good with 16, to be completely fair. But it's certainly fine with 17 in my eyes. But 888-760-3776 if you got a take on that. When we return, I want to get in a little bit to teams in the AFC, specifically the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll start with the Chiefs because are the Chiefs going to get back to being the Chiefs? One sports radio show host certainly thinks that. We'll hear from him when we return right here, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and it's time to play ball on ESPN 1063. Saturday, two of baseball's most iconic teams, the Cubs and the Yankees, a Bronx showdown with history in every pitch. Coverage begins at 12:30 here on ESPN 1063.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
I know you be hearing this and that from here and there, but please trust and believe, little mama. I see you.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Folks, I got some holiday plans for you. You ready? The 2025 Boca Raton Bowl. I know it's early. All right, I know it's early. It's early to be thinking about Christmas and big Santa Claus squeezing his butt down the chimney. But the 2025 Boca Raton Bowl is kicking off its 12th annual year, and it's right around the holiday season, baby. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Once again, Tuesday, December 23rd, the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. The game will be airing also on ESPN. Two of the biggest and the best teams from the group of five will battle it out for their shot at the title. More information at BocaRatonBowl.com. Follow along on social media. You can follow along on X and Twitter at Boca Bowl, that is at Boca Bowl, and on Facebook.com/Boca Bowl for more updates, Facebook.com/Boca Bowl for more updates. The 2025 Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. I will be there. Our ESPN West Palm team is all going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing the broadcast list if the Don, Evan Cohen, is going to be in town as well. You know Evan's in Wimbledon? In Wimbledon?
Yeah, he was actually in Europe and then got back Today, I
Or
believe.
I thought, Wimbledon, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He was at the tennis tournament.
I'm thinking U.S. Open.
Did he join Theo today? Did I miss that? Okay.
But he was back in New York to join that.
Awesome. Back in New York. So, but yeah, folks, the 2025 Boca Raton Bowl, we got your holiday plans. 888-760-3776. The NFL is trying to extend the season again. We need more football, baby. 18 games is what the NFL is trying to change the schedule to. Joe Burrow, not a fan of it. Patrick Mahomes, not a fan of it. But this segment specifically, we're talking Patrick Mahomes. We're talking Joe Burrow. Damian Perez behind the glass here at the City Place Studios. Are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs next year?
I mean, how can you ever count out the Chiefs?
Because how terrible they were in the Super Bowl.
But there's a lot of context to that. Their best receiver was probably a rookie, Xavier Worthy. I think they're getting back Rashee Rice, and now his eligibility is still up in the air. But you're getting back a Rashee Rice, most likely. You're going to have another year of Xavier Worthy to get comfortable in that offense. And then at the end of the day, you're always going to have Patrick Mahomes, which is arguably top 3, without discussion, best quarterback in the league. So do they have a chance? I mean, absolutely.
There are a lot of conversations, too, about the future of Travis Kelce. Obviously, Kelce going to be playing next year. But I feel like we get these conversations a lot when it comes to the Chiefs. Is Andy Reid going to come back? Is Travis Kelce going to come back? Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is not going anywhere. And anytime you have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, people are going to be afraid. And that's exactly what Freddie Coleman had to say of ESPN Radio. Freddie Coleman was filling in for Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike. Let's take a listen to Freddie Coleman talk about the Chiefs and what he thinks they're going to look like next year and why last year failed in the Super Bowl. Take a listen.
He's going to scare anybody and everybody anyway because he's still the big dog in the National Football League in terms of being that guy at the quarterback position, being that guy at the player position. So that's all well and good that he's saying that. But the one thing I took from that was he basically said that the pressure got to them last year trying to three-peat, that even though they were a team that finished 15-2 and got to a Super Bowl, Harry and Michelle, it wasn't fun with all that pressure trying to do something we have not seen in the Super Bowl era, where the 49ers, they tried it, they were unsuccessful. The New England Patriots tried it, they were unsuccessful. Trying to three-peat is something very, very special and historic, and they fell short of that. That tells me that last year was fun at 15-2, but it wasn't as much fun because it didn't end the way they wanted, and that pressure, I thought maybe what he said, got to Kansas City, where they got the full beat out of them by the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl.
That is Freddie Coleman on Unsportsmanlike filling in for Evan Cohen. You could also listen to Freddie with Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. Freddie Coleman, by the way, friend of show, was in the studio with us, an absolute standout guy, our guy Freddie Coleman. But I agree with Freddie. Anytime you have Patrick at quarterback, you have a chance. And that would be my answer as well. Now, do I think the Chiefs are winning 15 games? No, sir. The Chiefs will not be winning 15 games this year. Their over-under with their good friends at Hard Rock Bet is 11.5. I'd go under. I think they win 11 on the dot. Russo and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I think they win 11 on the dot. They probably win the division, and they probably have a home playoff game. I do not think they're going to be the best team in the AFC in the regular season, though.
Now, there is something to be said about their division because you can make an argument that it's gotten a lot better. There's another year of, for example, the Broncos with a great quarterback who possibly will step up this year. So the division is tougher, and I do agree with you. I think 15 games is kind of a stretch. But with that being said, I mean, the Chiefs probably had one of their worst seasons with this Patrick Mahomes era last year, and nonetheless still made it to the Super Bowl, still showed dominance. Now, they had a little bit of luck along the road, but I think it's something to be said to have a horrible season for their standards and still make the Super Bowl.
I don't think I'd call it luck. I'd call it black magic.
Well, I mean, even throughout the season.
I cannot believe some of the ways they were winning this.
I mean, even like, for example, the Ravens game, Xavier Likely, what was it, like a toe at the end of the game?
Correct. And then, oh, God, there's so many other instances, too.
Oh, there was like 3 or 4 of them.
Listen, the dog, Mad Dog Russo, had a saying that I absolutely loved and took for myself. Chiefed out. We're chiefed out. I am chiefed out. I respect Patrick Mahomes. You know, Damian, when a guy's your age, when he's the same age as you and, like, you know, he was a class of 13 in college. In high school, if he would have graduated college, he would have been 17. We're the same age. So, like, I root for Patty. I love Patty. He's the next big thing and great thing. I'm done with the Chiefs in the way they win. Is that fair? I guess I'm just sick of the way that they win. And, people were blaming the refs last year. I'll listen to that. The Buffalo game. Remember the AFC Championship game where Josh Allen got a first down twice and they didn't call it a first down.
Mm-hmm. They even reviewed it, I believe.
They did. And so, which to this point this year, they put a tracker in the damn ball, which they should have had years ago. Poor Buffalo is always at the forefront of rule changes, the overtime rule changes, the microchips in the ball change. I mean, it's ridiculous to this point. But yeah, Kansas City last year, they lost 2 games. Let's rewind back to Buffalo, November 17th. They lost 30-21. Josh Allen being able to outduel Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. But that's the only time you can say that. For the Buffalo Bills, the obstacle in the playoffs is the Kansas City Chiefs. Simple.
I mean, not just
Simple.
the Bills. It's not just
it's everyone.
Bills.
It's everyone in the AFC.
Absolutely.
But Dame, for me, it's that team specifically. That's the team that's had the best chances of beating them year in and year out. I mentioned the game where the Chiefs and the Bills went to overtime, and the league changed the rules because Josh Allen wasn't able to get the football in overtime. The last time Josh Allen got the football, he took the lead with 17 seconds left to go in the game. And then Kansas City, fair caught the kickoff. Patrick Mahomes threw an 80-yard, or what is this, 50-yard dot, and they kicked a 50-yard field goal. I blame Leslie Frazier, by the way. I don't mean to sit here and talk about ancient history about 4 years ago, but I blame the defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier, who was playing prevent defense. Leslie, this is Patrick Mahomes. You're really going to give him a window to throw a 40-yard pass downfield? A field goal ties it, brother. You're not up by a touchdown. Anyway, but the Bills and the way they lost that game changed the trajectory of the league and the overtime rules, and now you're seeing it happen with the football. But that's why those instances are the reason you think of the Bills of being the team that can't get past the Chiefs. To be fair to Damian, Baltimore, 2 years ago, home game, AFC Championship, Kansas City didn't score a point in the second half. They won the game. So, people have had their chances to swing on the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. Any guesses which team actually did it?
The Bengals.
Yep. Cincinnati Bengals, 2021, where a lot of my Bungle friends think they should have won the Super Bowl. That was a Ram year. Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
Sean
that was
McVay.
A great Super Bowl.
I mean, McVay's unreal. 2 coaches that I would take over anybody in the NFL right now, with all due respect to Andy Reid. He's getting up there in age.
That's where the famous Burrowhead name of Arrowhead kind of came from.
Yeah. And then what was it? The year after the late hit. Yeah, that didn't last. Burrowhead didn't last long. But McVay and Shanahan, I'd take them over anybody in the league right now. I'd take them over anybody in the league to lead my team right now. Now, I said with all due respect to Andy Reid, because we thought Reid might retire after the Super Bowl if they would have three-peated. It seems like Andy Reid really loves coaching. I guess I should be speculating about a man who, there haven't been any reports about him hanging it up, but I just don't think he has many years left. But folks, 888-760-3776. Are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs next year? And if you don't think the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs next year, give me that team. Give me that team that you think is going to take the next step. I've mentioned on this show before, I'm falling under the bear trap in the NFC. I think the Chicago Bears are going to be a very good football team next year and competing in the NFC. But if I had to pick another trap to fall into, Dame, is there like an analogy for a Bill and a Buffalo for being trapped in Buffalo? It's the Bills to me, man. It still is. I am drinking. Josh Allen, it's funny, obviously Mahomes is the generational talent and whatever. Dude, Josh Allen is so good. Josh Allen is so much fun to watch play. I can't not go with Buffalo in the AFC next year. I'm going to keep picking Buffalo until they win at this point, I think. And from I think the Super Bowl hangover too, I think is a little bit real. Damien, do me a favor. Look up the last 4 Super Bowls for me. I think the teams that have not won the most recent Super Bowls have kind of fell under a rut. I mean, we just mentioned one, the Bengals, right? The Bengals went to the Super Bowl. I think they've been to the playoffs one time since then. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously a lot of it had to do Hang on. Did the Bucks?
The
no,
49ers.
The Bucks won. Sorry. So the Niners,
Mm-hmm.
the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. I apologize. I'm talking about teams that lost. The Niners, the Bengals.
They had a huge regression, the Niners.
I mean, their over-under this year is 10.5. I don't know what to do with that. And then who else?
You got the Eagles. They lost to the Chiefs in 2023.
You saw regression the year after.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, did they start like 11-1? Yes, but they lost the last 6 of their 7. They were able to get back. But I don't know. I think that the year after Super Bowl regression might be real. If there is a team, though, that could avoid it, it probably is Kansas City because of Mahomes, because of Reed. Damian's really high on Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy. I'll listen to all that.
Well, I'm high on Patrick Mahomes having weapons.
We're high on the quarterback. It doesn't matter who's there. Granted, I think Chief fans would argue it mattered who was there in the Super Bowl. I just think what happened, folks, in the Super Bowl, Mahomes had his worst game, one of the worst games of his career.
And I think the O-line.
I think that's what happened.
The O-line was also a big factor in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would assume that they addressed that issue over the offseason coming into this next NFL season.
I don't know how I don't know if it's an issue. I think it's more of how good the Eagles defense was, man. They had a game plan and
Especially
they executed
that D-line.
it. Brother, they rushed 4 the entire game. They barely blitzed that game, and they were still sacking Mahomes.
Yeah, he was running around like a turkey without a head the whole game.
I just think the Eagles were winning those one-on-one matchups, and you got to give them credit. You got to tip your cap. But, yeah, you're right. Certainly Andy Reid, something that kept them up at night were those sacks after that game. But I don't know. I think the Chiefs are going to win 11 games on the dot. And I think the Buffalo Bills will probably win more games than that. I think maybe the Baltimore Ravens can as well. I was on a Pittsburgh radio show today, and, dude, Pittsburgh fans, you think they're the Browns, honestly. It was hysterical because I was kind of arguing for Mike Tomlin. Me and the host kind of got into it on the show. I'm like, listen, I understand Pittsburgh Steelers fans wanting to get hard on Mike Tomlin, but all the guy does is win and make the playoffs.
So it's the opposite of delusion in Pittsburgh.
Yes. Spoiled. They're spoiled. Granted, I'm a spoiled Buckeye fan on the other side of things, but spoiled Pittsburgh Steelers fans. There's a different expectation. You know, you can't lose 8 playoff games in a row in 8 years in a row. I guess, man. My buddy Zach would argue that too, a diehard, but I think with the Ravens and the division, with the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers, I think it's going to be hard for them to maybe have the best record. They're probably going to beat Cleveland twice, but Cincinnati's always a tough out. Their defense is a nightmare. All right, their defense is a mess. That's probably why I wouldn't put them in the consideration in the AFC. How about last year too? I mean, if we want to take statistics for what they are, Joe Burrow put up 4,900 yards last year, 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
MVP numbers.
Do you think those numbers would be good enough for a team to make the playoffs?
You would assume.
Yeah. Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown. He had the most, and when I say Triple Crown, he had the most receiving yards. He had the most receiving touchdowns, and he had the most receptions with 127. Damian Perez, did they make the playoffs?
They absolutely did not.
Okay, so that's why I can't take the Bengals serious right now. And with everything that's going on with the defense, Trey Hendrickson, everyone's like, I can't believe they're not paying Trey Hendrickson. They have no money. How are they going to pay him?
Is that the worst front office in the league?
It's what happens when you pay everybody, man. It's what happens when you're paying your quarterback $60 million a year. It's probably not that much. Damien, do me a favor. Look how much money Joe Burrow makes per year. I mean, Joe Burrow is a top 3 quarterback in the league. He's getting paid top quarterback money. Jamar Chase just broke the internet with the amount of money he's making. T. Higgins, granted, give Bengals front office some credit. The underlying numbers in that contract are, I almost said endorsement driven. They're stat driven. Like if he gets this amount of touchdowns, he gets a bonus. If he plays this amount of games, it's a bonus. I forget the word. Colin knows the damn word.
$55 million in guarantees per year for Joe Burrow.
I wasn't off on 60. Okay, so Burrow's making $55 million. Jamar Chase, he's next. Name search Jamar Chase. If I did $35 million, $35 million a year, I think for Jamar Chase. Regardless, it's what happens when you have guaranteed money all over the field. And you'd like to spread it out offensively and defensively. But Cincinnati is in one of those situations where you have the best wide receiver in the league, in my opinion. I know people would say Jefferson. You have the best wide receiver in the league in Jamar Chase. You have a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. You don't have any money.
40.2.
Wow. So listen again.
Jamar
That
Chase.
was about $5 million off.
Should be an agent.
No, I'm not good with numbers. I know I'm pretending to be like I'm good with numbers. I'm better with states and capitals, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show. But they have no money. Dame, it's hysterical seeing these talking heads. They need that. They have no money. What do you want them to do? They got no money. They got to bank on the draft. What cracks me up now, I will say this, what might be malpractice, drafting a player that immediately holds out. That's insanity. And I think Shamar Stewart.
Yep.
Insanity.
And
I blame the player. I'm old school. The kid hasn't proved a damn thing in the NFL yet, and he's holding out for guaranteed money. And I think the stipulations were what? If he gets in trouble, like there's some guaranteed money that won't be there.
Well, I think his point is more that he would be the guinea pig in a sense. He would be the first defensive end to be drafted by the Bengals that would receive this contract.
Don't get in trouble.
So he doesn't want to be that guy.
Don't get in trouble. Don't break the law. Is that too much to ask? I don't know. Listen, I know a lot of people think I'm dead wrong. The former players, and I love them to death, they all think I'm dead wrong too. I think that Shamar Stewart kid doing that without playing it down in the NFL is an absolute joke. Regardless, no, I don't think the Bengals front office is a laughingstock. I just think they're in a weird situation where the quarterback is a top 3 quarterback and the receiver is the best receiver. I mentioned, all right, Jefferson, I'll listen to that. But in my opinion, Chase is the best receiver in the NFL coming off of a Triple Crown. What happens if you don't re-sign Jamar Chase? You're fan. So how about this? You want to know what the Bengals could have done? They could have let Jamar Chase walk. And I think he was under contract for 1 more year. All right. He'll play out the contract this year, and then he would have walked. What do you think Bengal fans would have done then if they let Jamar Chase walk? Okay. There would have been different conversations with the talking heads. Say they re-signed T. Higgins and they signed Trey Hendrickson and they let Jamar Chase walk. That's the business move. That's what you should have done. Would you say Chase is making $35 million a year? $40 million a year? All right. We'll save that $175 guaranteed, whatever the hell he's making. Go re-sign T. Higgins for a bargain comparatively to that. And then you can me on. That's how you re-sign Trey Hendrickson.
But
by the way, former FAU Owl, Trey Hendrickson.
I think there's also a layer where you're trying to keep Joe Burrow happy. And if you let Jamar Chase walk, I don't think Joe Burrow will be very happy about that.
Exactly. And I think people are saying the same for Trey Hendrickson. Like, you got to keep Burrow happy with Trey. Listen, I covered Joe Burrow and when he played for Athens High School in southeastern Ohio, in Athens, Ohio, when I finished up my college career at Ohio University. Okay, he's a great kid, comes from a great family. His dad's a football coach. He's the offensive coordinator for the Bobcats. Okay, great family. Joe understands this is a business. All right, this is a business. There's not money for everybody. You can't pay everybody. That's why the NFL is the best league. Look at the NBA right now. Oklahoma City locked down the 3 kids for 5 years that just won the championship.
That salary cap is a lot different.
Baseball, there's no cap. That's why the Dodgers they're going to pay Shohei Ohtani in 15 years. What a joke. What is this? What are we doing? That's why the NFL is good. You got to follow the rules. Sorry. And the Bengals are doing the best they can. And listen, I'm a Cleveland guy. I can't stand that Carnival team down there. But what, you're going to get mad at the front office for re-signing the best receiver and paying their top 3 quarterback? 60? What'd you say for Burrow?
45.
45. No,
sorry,
for Burrow.
55.
You're going to get mad at them for paying these guys? And then you're going to look at them and go, what about Trey Hendrickson? There's no money.
Now, I think the move to what you're arguing, your perspective, I think it's right. But I don't think it was Jamar Chase that you should have let walk. Using your argument, maybe it was a T. Higgins that you could have let walk. But at the same time, from what I have understood, that agent made sure that was a package deal. You were either getting both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins or none of the two.
I think with what's going on, too, Myles Garrett, I got another. You're playing my receptionist today, looking up the money, Damian. Look what Myles Garrett is making a year. I should know. It's honestly, it's a shame as a Cleveland Brown fan, a diehard. I don't know what he's making a year. I believe it's $160 million with like $120 guaranteed. I just don't know what it is per year. But I'm assuming that's what Trey Hendrickson wants. Trey Hendrickson led the league in sacks last year. He wants that money. I don't blame Trey Hendrickson, guys. This just comes down to you can't retain everybody. You can't. That's why you got to draft good. That's why you got to prepare for the future. And listen, the one thing I said I'd get on the Cincinnati Bengals for is drafting the kid, Shamar Stewart, trying to add a ridiculous clause and making him upset and sitting out. Do I think it's ridiculous he's sitting out? Yes, we don't need to go through that again.
$40 million, Myles Garrett.
Okay.
Next 4 years.
So you said Jamar Chase to make it 45? About 45? Yeah. Yeah, you would. My plan would have worked. Don't re-sign Chase. Do you imagine what the talking heads would have said if the Bengals did not re-sign Jamar Chase? I mean, first off, you can't win, and I am one of those talking heads, okay? But we talk a lot on the show about receivers. Are they worth paying? Should you just draft young receivers and then move on? I don't know. 888-760-3776. You think I'm dead wrong here about the Cincinnati Bengals and the situation that's going on there? Also, where we started this segment, who's that next team? Who's that next team in the AFC? Who's the next team that's going to be coming up in the AFC? Are the Chiefs going to get back to being the Chiefs? Or is there going to be a new team, a new sheriff in town in the AFC? And obviously that led to us speculating if it could be the Cincinnati Bengals. 888-760-3776. Taking a timeout. Coming right back. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, Colin Russo here with ESPN West Palm, and it's time for us to make the right decisions because July in South Florida, what does that mean? It means that hurricane season and summer temperatures have both officially arrived. In order to ensure that your home stays cool during the summer storms, it's important to protect your AC unit from power surges. John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. During hurricanes and large storms, turn off the power from your AC at the breaker. And before the storms arrive, consider having additional surge protection added to your AC unit. To help with your summer cooling needs, John C. Cassidy is offering $500 off new installs and convenient financing options with monthly payments starting as low as $92. John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing, your locally serviced and produced option. They've been proudly serving Palm Beach County since 1960. Keep your home cool and comfortable. Make the smart decision. Get one of their technicians to your home today and visit CassidyAC.com for more information. Once again, in the July summer season, don't be that person with a faulty AC system when it's 92 degrees outside and it's very sticky and hot. Visit CassidyAC.com for more information. Stay protected. Stay safe. John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
This is the Inter Miami Save of the Game.
Played for Campani's behind Falcone. Campana! He lets it fly from outside the top of the box, and a leaping save. Ustari able to punch it up out of play. Acrobatic save off the left hand of Oscar Ustari.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank. National Association member FDIC.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
No Colin Russo. Dame, I haven't heard from him. Our fearless leader is hiking Machu. Hiking Machu Picchu. I think that's it.
He's 15,000 feet above sea level?
Let's put it this way.
Is that accurate?
He had a flight to Lima and then connected to Cusco, Peru, where, I know what I called it. He's going on a spiritual journey to the ruins of Machu Picchu. He had to get the yellow virus, yellow flu? The yellow fever. Thank you. Intern JC helping me out with that one. Yellow fever that we talked about. How could I forget? We only talked about it for an hour yesterday. But Colin had to get a vaccine for the yellow fever. Was a little nervy about that. He has not texted me. I told him to text when he landed. Now, Colin is completely terrible at getting back to me. I don't think there's any, honest to God, Dame, amongst my friend group, maybe two peas in a pod, I am known as the worst at getting back to friends and people. But Colin is worse than I am.
Especially when he goes on vacation.
He's worse than the king.
I feel like part of his vacation is that disconnection from just the world in general.
Yeah. I'll call that kid, and then I'll see him at work the next day. We'll have 5 conversations, and I'll go, "Oh yeah, dude, my bad, man. Totally forgot to call you." And I'll text him, and then he'll get back to me. I'll see him, full conversation, full show. 2 days later, we've done 2 shows and have had 18 million conversations, and he'll text me back. I go, "No, dude, it's
better
too
late
late
than never."
No, you want to know what I said back to one time? I said, it's too late. I said, it's too late to text back. Before we took a timeout, we were talking a lot about the Cincinnati Bengals, Trey Hendrickson. It spawned off the question of who's the next team in the AFC? Are the Chiefs going to get, or rather, who's the next team, who's next up in the AFC to go to a Super Bowl? Is it going to be the Chiefs again? Are the Chiefs going to get back to being the Chiefs? Or are you going to see a team like Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincinnati? And we took a pit stop at Cincinnati because we started talking about all the money allocated to Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Trey Hendrickson is up for a new deal as well. Bit of a holdout going on there. But we do have a list of the top edge rushers in the NFL. And it's interesting because Myles Garrett, I think, set the tone. Myles Garrett set the tone with getting paid that gigantic contract. And Dame, you're my money guy today. What was it again? 40 a year. Myles Garrett's getting paid $40 million a year. And according to ESPN, he is the number 1 edge rusher. I think this is the right decision. Pittsburgh Squealer fans would argue TJ Watt. I still think it's Garrett.
I think it comes down to health, too.
Garrett's available. Yeah. Garrett's available a lot. When Watt's healthy, he's right there.
I think if they
better
both play,
in aspects.
If they both play 17 or 18 games, whatever it is next year, it's definitely TJ Watt. But availability is a big factor in this. So I agree with the list, but I think in talent, TJ Watt is probably a step better than Garrett Wilson. Myles Garrett.
Wrong.
Is that the Cleveland Browns fan speaking? Or?
Wrong. Where is it? I swear I had. No, I'll give you a boo bird about that. Yeah, boo that man. Boo this man. Boo. Anyway. All right, so Myles Garrett, number 1 in talent and everything else. Number 2, TJ Watt. Number 3, Micah Parsons. So Micah Parsons checking in. I guarantee if you would have done this list maybe 2 years ago, Parsons probably would have been higher. The Cowboys have just been, they were bad last year. They were a bad football team. I actually, I call them a bad football team. I think they did better than expected with Dak Prescott being out. I actually think Big Mike McCarthy did a decent coaching job. Granted, he got fired. You got the Schottenheimer guy there now. But Micah Parsons, number 3. Max Crosby sitting at 4. Brian
Do you
Rowitz,
agree with that?
Yeah, I do. Over Bosa, over Hendrickson, probably. And listen, I'm a Buckeye as well. Bosa's been hurt a lot. Bosa's been hurt a lot. Has Max Crosby now? Max Crosby, people call him empty stats. You know what I say when I say bad teams? Not necessarily playing in meaningful games. I don't know, man. I don't like that when it comes to edge rushers. I don't. They're still going up against offensive tackles that are the best of the best, offensive linemen that are the best of the best, and they're trying to make their money. I don't know. I don't think that holds kind of credit with edge rushers, but I like Crosby at 4. And the reason I have him over Bosa is because of the injury factor.
But you wouldn't put him over Micah Parsons, for example?
No. Parsons is great. I think Parsons on a team...
More versatility there,
I think Parsons on a playoff team would probably be higher on this list. That probably hurts Cowboy fans very, very bad that I just said that. But it's the truth. Number 6 is Trey Hendrickson. Now, I mentioned the empty stats, Damian, of bad, people go to the card of Hendrickson playing on a bad defense and getting a lot of sacks. I think there's something to be said about a linebacker who gets a lot of tackles on a bad defense. But, Dame, I go back to, rushing the quarterback is rushing the quarterback. And if anything, and listen, Christian Catt had this take. I was listening to Theoretically Speaking. You listen to Theo and Christian 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on ESPN 106.3 every single day. Also, Christina Costanza comes in at 3 o'clock for the happy hour. But I was listening to Christian talk about this. Christian said, if he's playing on a bad defense, that means more teams are double teaming him as well. So, if he's the only thing that's going to be great on the defense, you could plan around that. And he still led the league in sacks. Yeah, I need to see him do it again. Is that fair?
2 years of averaging 17.5 sacks. That's very impressive.
I still want him to do it again, though. Listen to me. But Garrett, Watt, Bosa, Crosby, Parsons, they've done it longer. If Hendrickson does this again next year, we'll revisit the list. Is that fair?
That would be 3 seasons.
I mean, dude, look at Watt and Garrett. They've been doing it for like 5 years, brother. Parsons longer, too.
Yeah, I don't think Hendricks is at the level of Garrett and TJ Watt.
Talent-wise either, man. That's what, all right, maybe do it again. Maybe that was the wrong thing to say. I don't know. I still think Garrett, Watt, Parsons, better athletes, and have been more consistent for longer in the league. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think Hendrickson belongs at 6. I do. If he goes to a new team and balls out, playoff team, maybe a different conversation. Let's finish out the top 10. Aiden Hutchinson, 7. Will Anderson Jr., 8. Daniel Hunter, 9. And Jared Verse, the former Florida State Seminole, sitting at number 10. So that is your top 10 edge rushers in the league. Once again, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa. Then we go 6 through 10. Hendrickson, Hutchinson, Anderson Jr., Hunter, and Jared Verse. 888-760-3776. We'll be right back with hour number 2 of Russo and Rizzo. We've discussed a lot of football in hour number 1. 888-760-3776, that number if you want to get in on the conversation. The NFL moving to 18 games. Or the Chiefs, or rather wanting to move. I apologize. The NFL wanting to move to 18 games. Do you like this? Are the Kansas City Chiefs going to be the Chiefs next year? Or is there another team in the AFC that you think could emerge as a Super Bowl contender? We've had the Chiefs come out of the AFC for God knows for how long. Chiefed out, as the dog says. We're chiefed out. Are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs next year? And then top edge rushers. Top edge rushers. Do you think Trey Hendrickson should be paid by the Bengals? All of this going on, Russo and Rizzo. 888-760-3776. When we return, we'll hit the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. Cooper Flagg made his debut in the Summer League. All that coming up next on ESPN 106.3.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
As a law enforcement officer, safe roads are one of my top priorities, ensuring everyone can get home safely each day. Some never will, due to aggressive driving, being distracted, or speeding on the roads. And too often, that results in the toughest part of my job, and the longest walk in my life. I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
9 people will be killed on our Florida roadways today. Don't let it be you or a person you love. Buckle up every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. 2 of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports-certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, faucets, vanities, doors, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Hour number 2, Russo and Rizzo. 888-760-3776 is that number to call on in. Heavy football hour in hour number 1. The NFL trying to change things to 18 games. Joe Burrow, not a fan. Patrick Mahomes, not a fan. But they did say, if you're going to change 18 games, give us a bye week. Are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs? Meaning, are the Chiefs going to reach a Super Bowl again? Are they going to be north of 11.5 wins, according to our good friends at Hard Rock Bet? Or is a new team going to come up in the AFC and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl? Damien and I went down a rabbit hole of talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and why they can't pay Trey Hendrickson, if they should pay Trey Hendrickson, what they need to do with Trey Hendrickson. If you got any takes on that, 888-760-3776. We are live at the City Place Studios here in downtown West Palm Beach. You can stream us live on YouTube, Twitter/X. You can listen to us on the ESPN app. Hit that More tab, go down to Listen Live, and scroll down the ESPN West Palm. And then if you have that smart speaker, tell them, hey, Alexa, play ESPN West Palm. Time to bounce around a bit with our good friends at Flagler Credit Union with Damian Perez handling the 5 at 5 today.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Earn up to $700 per year with boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Number 1.
Cooper Flagg made his Summer League debut last night in Vegas. The number 1 pick struggled from the field with 10 points on 5 of 21 shooting and 0 for 5 from 3. Cooper said after the game, and I quote, "I would say that might have been one of the worst games of my life." Mike, are you reading into a bad Summer League performance?
I'm not. I love Coop. I think Coop's the next big thing in the NBA. And for God's sakes, I'm hoping Coop is the next big thing in the NBA. They need a face of the league. They need an American-born basketball player to be the next great thing. The nerves probably got to him. The nerves probably got to Coop last night. And listen, man, the Summer League is ridiculous anyway. I don't even think they should play it. Honest to God, it's a waste of time. But it's a good chance to see these rookies go up against each other. It's a good chance to see your draft pick, I guess. But I really do think the Summer League is kind of a waste. 0 of 5 from 3. You know, it's not a shooter. He's not a shooter. He could develop into a shooter. But that's probably the one thing I could take for face value from that Damian Perez is that he's not a knockdown shooter yet, but that's okay because he does everything else very, very well. I'm very high on Cooper Flagg, and I do want to mention, too, Coop made the game-winning play last night. He made the game-winning play last night in the game. So, no, I'm not reading too much into my guy struggling in his first ever NBA game ever, and he said it after the game. Probably my worst game ever. Coop's the real deal.
Number 2.
The Yankees rallied back from being down 5-0 to beat the Mariners 6-5 in New York last night. They were being no-hit until the 7th inning. Giancarlo Stanton homered in the comeback, and Aaron Judge had the game-winning RBI sac fly. Are the Yankees still the favorite team to make the World Series this year in the AL?
Couple of things on the game first. Yankee fan was booing in the 7th inning. I was watching this game. One of the better baseball games I've seen all year. I got the notification. I got the push noti from the MLB saying that Brian Wu had a no-hitter going. By the way, what a season for that kid. 8-4 on the year, 2.75 ERA. Great year for Wu. Was very high on him in fantasy. I wasn't able to draft him. Regardless, I tuned into the game, and I was expecting a no-hitter, but instead, I got probably the best win the Yankees have had all season long. I think Stanton getting a home run, it was certainly probably
he was due.
He did that, and like maybe that'll turn it around. You know, he was injured for a bit. He's back in the lineup now. He's more known as a postseason hitter anyway, as we saw last year and from years past. Stanton is going to show up in the postseason. But to answer the question, Damian Perez, yes. I mean, who are you going to take? The Tigers? No. Tigers are the best team right now in the AL at 59-35, but I'm not buying the Blue Jays. I'm not buying the Astros, even though the Astros pitching staff has really surprised me. And that lineup's doing some good things without Yordan Alvarez, who's been hurt for most of the year.
Now, the Blue Jays do lead that division, though, right?
54-39, correct. They're 2 games ahead of the New York Yankees. The Yankees had a terrible June. The Yankee fans, I feel like I wish Christian was here so I could ask him. June Blues. I mean, that's apparently that's a thing up there in New York where they just play bad in June. But I almost said Christian. Damian, 4 wins in a row. 4 wins in a row for the New York Yankees.
The Mariners.
Yeah, so I think they are the team to beat in the AL, and I do think you're going to see them representing the AL in the World Series.
They do have a big test coming up against the Cubs.
Yep. Oh, I love shit, dude. Pete Crow Armstrong's my favorite player in baseball. Have I told you this is my Pete Crow story? Have I told you my story?
You didn't, but I did listen to it
you
on the
heard
radio,
it.
so
Okay.
I did hear it.
You heard it.
He was in Peoria?
Yeah. So he played for the South Bend Cubs. It was high A ball. The Peoria Chiefs are the St. Louis Cardinal affiliate. So that was our team. You know, Jason Mott, the GM of the Chiefs, he would join me every Thursday in studio on Primetime in Peoria with Mike Rizzo. How about that name? Yeah. I saw him there. I just went up to him, shot a shot, and I did an interview with him for 25 minutes, and he told the PR staff, hey, I'm not done here.
Very genuine dude.
Love Pete Crow, baby. Love Pete Crow. Let's go to number 3.
Number 3.
43 days until college football, and Riz is foaming at the mouth for week 1, which features some great matchups that Saturday. Riz, break down your biggest game coming up week 1 of the college football season.
All right, I'm going to give you 3. I made the 5 at 5, by the way, naturally. I'm going to give you 3. You told me to give you 1, I'm going to give you 3. Biggest game, I think, one of the biggest week 1s we've had in about a decade is going to be Texas and Ohio State. This is the rematch of the college football semifinal where, famously enough, Jack Sawyer strip-sacked Quinn Ewers and ran it all the way back and sealed the deal. Listen, I got to give her a credit. JC, our intern, she's wearing her Michigan gear. Jack Sawyer, by the way, never beat Michigan, so that one was for you. Yeah, but we'll take what does Scott Van Pelt say? We'll take a gold trophy over gold pants. But anyway, it's that rematch. It's a rematch game. Arch Manning, I 3 shows ago when Colin wasn't here and I was when I was doing it by myself again, I said the biggest thing heading into the college football season was Arch Fest. I mean, it's the birth of Arch Manning. Texas is officially Arch Manning's team next year. And how about this? How about being thrown into the skillet against the defending national champion and arguably one of the toughest places to play in Columbus, Ohio? Going to be unreal scenes. An absolute joke. It's not a night game. It's a noon. Don't even get me started. The Fox Big Noon is the biggest waste. The biggest waste of time in sports is Fox Big Noon. It really is. They take every good Big Ten game and just make it right at high noon. Granted, I'm going to be a little selfish. I'm on the call for Inter Miami that night at 7:30. I shouldn't be complaining because I get to watch the whole game. But at the same time, I understand this should be a night game. All right, so that's game number 1. Arch Manning, and Texas, that being his team this year. Ohio State defending champs. 5-star quarterback Julian Sayin, an unknown, stepping in at quarterback for Ohio State. Ohio State, 2 new coordinators. Brian Hartline, new offensive coordinator. Matt Patricia, new defensive coordinator. And Ryan Day, a vindicated Ryan Day after losing 4 straight games to Michigan and winning a national championship. So that's number 1. Number 2, Florida State and Alabama.
Really?
Alabama is at Florida State week 1. That's a 3:30 start. Mike Norvell, who I think Florida State fans are ready to fire if he has another 5-loss season.
What's the line for that? Do you know by chance?
I'll get that for you. But Damian, Alabama, all right? Alabama didn't win 10 games for the first time since 2007.
Minus 12.5.
Let that sink in. Alabama did not win 10 games for the first time since 2007. Let's give DeBoer a little credit. Had a great recruiting class. This incoming class is unreal for 2025. They've had 4 5-stars sign in 2 weeks on the recruiting trail. They went from being like number 30 on the recruiting trail for 2026 to number 4 in a matter of 2 weeks. So DeBoer is recruiting well. He's getting talent there. But the issue is he's known as a quarterback guru, a quarterback whisperer. Jalen Milroe did not look like the Jalen Milroe he was supposed to look like last year. Ty Sampson's the quarterback next year for Alabama. Keelan Russell, 5-star quarterback, incoming freshman, is the backup. If Ty Simpson does not play well, Alabama fans are going to be calling for Keelan Russell. That's going to be a nightmare. So those are the things I'm looking for. How well is Alabama going to play? It's a road test. Florida State stinks. Let's not, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a bad football team this year. They'll lose 4 or 5 games. But it's a tough road test. Tallahassee, a tough place to play, and they finally finished those godforsaken renovations at that stadium. That's number 2. And then number 3 is the nightcap that I'm not going to see a snap of that I'm recording. Death Valley versus Death Valley. LSU at Clemson.
It's a great game.
LSU and Brian Kelly. I don't mind shouting him out, even though he's Fox. Joel Klatt's my favorite. He's my favorite college football analyst outside of the mouth of the South. Paul Feinbaum, by the way. But Joel Klatt said it, and I agree with him. It's about time Brian Kelly gets to a college football playoff. Needs to happen. You saw Steve Sarkisian struggle for his first 2-3 years in Texas, and then he finally broke through, made 2 straight college football playoffs, and now Texas is well on their way to maybe winning a national championship this year. Brian Kelly needs to do that. Brian Kelly needs to make the college football playoff and earn the paycheck. They've been bad. They were playing for an SEC championship with Jane Daniels ever since that. That's been the only highlight that they've had. And then on the flip side, Clemson, I asked you earlier in the show, Damian, are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs again next year? Are they going to be able to get to the Super Bowl again? Granted, the Chiefs have done it for to many years. Like, in this case, can Clemson get back to the Clemson that was winning national championships throughout the teens? It's going to be a great matchup. And Clemson, who has Cade Klubnik at quarterback, 4th-year senior, they have 18 players last year on the defense. Ended the season with 200 starts. They lost 5 of those players.
Wow.
Or 200 snaps. Apologies, not starts. 200 snaps. Okay? 200 starts would be insane. Sorry about that. 13 of them are coming back next year. 13 players on that Clemson defense that are either starters or rotating players are coming back out of the 18 that were on the team last year at the end of the season. They're a veteran team. They got a Hall of Fame coach and a multinational championship winning coach in Dabo Swinney. The second best receiving room in the country behind the Ohio State Buckeyes, and a senior quarterback in Cade Klubnik.
And a weak conference.
Correct. And I'm glad you said it. Took the words right from my mouth. My Florida State fans and Miami fans would beg to differ, but the top 2 teams in that conference are Clemson and Miami. Don't give me this SMU garbage. But those are your 3 big. Those are your 3 big games of Week 1.
What about UNC in that ACC run? You don't.
It's going to be a year. I love Belichick. I do. Love Bill Belichick. Not as much as the Don Evan Cohen, but it'll take a year. I'm worried about Bill. I really am. That whole girlfriend thing is...
Number 4.
Former New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning had a chance to get some ownership stake in the Giants, but decided to decline. Manning said the investment is too expensive for him. Who is the next former player we will see, not just to have stake in a team, but to be the majority owner, similar to how Michael Jordan was with the Hornets?
It's got to be LeBron. The reason I put this on here is because LeBron will probably own the next expansion team in the NBA. I think the NBA is going to go to 32 teams. I think Seattle's going to get a team, and I think Las Vegas is going to get a team. And I think LeBron James will be the owner of that Las Vegas team. I do. He's the only one with the amount of money. Like, if we put things in perspective, which athlete could realistically afford buying a team? It's LeBron. It's LeBron.
In American sports, yes.
It's got to be LeBron. Messi, do you think? And that's the reason I put this on here is because we're both football fans. I think Messi or Ronaldo could possibly own a team. Would you agree?
It'd be smart of them.
Maybe Messi might own Inter Miami one day. And listen, Jorge Mas does a great job. Not trying to run our current...
Might be part of his contract renewal.
Not trying to run our current great owner Jorge Mas out of the team. So let's not turn it into that. All right, but Messi, doesn't he have stake in the MLS?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has stake in the MLS, Apple TV.
It'll probably be Messi on the
Money's
football side.
not an issue for sure.
Ronaldo is living like a pharaoh in Saudi Arabia. So, you think that maybe he might own one of those teams one day. But it's probably one of those three. I don't think there's one in hockey. I don't think there's one in baseball. I don't think there's one in outside of LeBron in the NBA.
Now, when it's all said and done, I mean, the contract that these NBA players are getting, there probably will be an NBA player in this era that can maybe reach those heights.
Well, the reason I say LeBron can afford it is because of his Nike deals. Like, obviously, Bron is making $52 million this year. He's made a lot of money in the NBA, but his dollars from, Damian, the shoes. How was Michael able to buy the Hornets? Because of the shoes and the Jordan brand.
Endorsements.
LeBron made Nike. LeBron, let's put it this way. That's ignorant to say. Michael made Nike and made it into his own brand with the Jordan brand. LeBron helped build the flat-out swoosh brand. Him and Tiger Woods. I feel like him and Tiger Woods were the swoosh for so many years. And I think when you think of Nike, you think of LeBron James. The correct three answers: LeBron, Ronaldo, and Messi.
Number 5.
Today is National French Fry Day across the U.S. Where do French fries rank as a side dish?
All right, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it one time. If you don't like French fries, I don't think I could trust you with anything. Damien, do you know anybody who doesn't like a French fry?
Honestly, I'm trying to think, but nobody's coming to mind.
I will say this. Intern JC brought up the sweet potato fry. No, thank you.
Yep.
I cannot do the sweet potato fries. And listen, I understand that's technically a French fry, but no sweet potato fries. I'm talking about original fries. Damien, I could eat them crunchy. I could eat them soggy.
The waffle fries.
Dude, the Chick-fil-A waffle fry.
Top tier. Have you tried Checkers?
Yeah.
Checkers fries?
Yeah.
That's also up there.
Known as Rallies in the Midwest, by the way. Rallies, dude. You might have. So the reason I laugh, I lived in downtown Cleveland for a lot of years. Dude, the only thing open at 3 a.m. when we'd get back was Rallies. Dude, we'd be eating rally burgers.
And I don't know if it's like this in Cleveland. They don't even have a drive-through. It's a walk-up window, correct?
Correct. We'd be drunk as skunks going to that godforsaken Rallies. Listen, Rallies is great. But I say godforsaken Rallies. They were open at 3 a.m. and us in full goblin mode by then. But regardless, National French Fry Day. I could dip it in anything. Really. I could dip it in anything. Now, you'll miss me with mustard. I probably can't dip a French fry in mustard. But I could dip a pretzel in mustard. I love the condiment mustard. Don't get it twisted. Just not with my French fries.
That's interesting because they're both salty profiles.
Yeah, I can't do it. I prefer French fries with mayonnaise. Is that weird?
It's not weird.
Love mayo.
I'll one up you. Ketchup and mayo for me.
Mixed?
That's the ideal.
Mixed?
Yep. And that's very Hispanic community. That's big in the Hispanic community.
Ketchup and mayo?
Yeah, it's called salsa golf.
Say that again?
It's got a name, salsa golf.
Is that Uruguayo?
No, it's universal.
Okay.
Like if you walk into a Hispanic supermarket, you find the salsa golf. In essence, that's ketchup and mayo.
I see. Yeah. So my top 3 condiments with French fries: mayonnaise, ranch, ketchup. Mayonnaise, ranch, ketchup, followed up by barbecue and hot sauce. I like hot sauce. I love Damien. I could drink Frank. Like I had the missile of Frank's Red Hot in there, and one of our marketing facilitators, Margot, she goes, "Whose Red Hot is this?" Oh, I raised my hand up. I said, I want to make sure I got it. If I ever get food here, I got to make sure I have some Frank's Red Hot. I could drink that stuff. I could even drink like the I was about to say Latino
Cholula?
stuff. Yeah, the Kahula. What is it? Help me.
Cholula.
Thank you. Tabasco, all of it. Nothing's too spicy, by the way. Nothing is too spicy. I could eat the volcanic wing. Granted, would I be sweating? Probably. Like if I ate the spiciest wing out there, I would probably just sweat. Like I'd be able to eat it, but I'd have sweat on the forehead.
That's the worst part about salty food. It's the sweat
you get. So you believe in the meat sweats? It's a thing. All right, good. Because my buddies and I would say that in college, and like we would have like girls come over, they'd be dying laughing. They go, "Guys, that's not a thing." And I go, "Girls, the meat sweats is a thing. You eat a big old steak, and after, it's
almost like your body rejects it right away.
Got some sweat on the forehead. You gotta get the handkerchief. Got to wipe the sweat off the forehead. But yeah, I am really, really into the French fry. I mean, like, so I grew up going to a place called Cedar Point. It's like arguably like the best roller coaster place in the world. Dude, by the Gemini, they would have the giant French fries. And I mean, the size of I might have flicked off the YouTube stream. Regardless, the size of your finger. Okay, the French fries the size of your finger, they come in the cup. Those things were unbelievable. If you got a really good, like, crispy, crunchy, and there'd be like 10 of them in there. Oh, so good.
Now,
so good.
Do you like your French fries? Because, there's two types of French fries. You got, like you said, the crispy one, the one that you grab and it's just nice, crispy, golden. And then you have the ones that are a bit soggy. Where are you with those?
You want to know what I do with the soggy ones? I grab a fork. Just, fold them in half. Fold the fry in half. Fold the soggy fry in half. Stab it with a fork and whatever condiment I have. Swoop.
Very underrated.
Right into the mouth.
The soggy fry is very underrated.
I agree. I could eat, I'm not kidding. Like, when I go to a restaurant, I'll be like, can you make it on the crispier side? Even if they come out soggy, I'm not sending it back. I'll eat it.
Big fans of fries here.
Huge. And I can make bushels of fries disappear.
You know who has good fries?
Who has good fries?
Not to really get deep into this topic.
Who has good fries? Burger Fi?
Burger Fi has great fries, and they give you fries in abundance.
You want to know, Wendy's, I'll tell you what, Wendy fries cooked the right way could be some of the best.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to know what I think is overrated? The French fry. Granted, it's a great restaurant, great fast food joint. But the Culver French fry is significantly overrated.
I've never had Culver's.
Really good. Burgers are great. So, Damien, this is your order. Double cheeseburger with, all the fixins. I'm not tomato guy. I take tomato off.
I don't mind tomatoes.
Okay, so keep it on. So the double cheeseburger, the cheese curds, the pretzel bites. I get French fries because I can never get French fries and French fries. I can make that. That's my order from Culver's. I can make that. I'll be done with that in less than 5 minutes. All that food. Dude, I am the fat. Have you ever seen me eat?
No.
Thank God.
No, but
honestly, thank God.
We talked about it with Colin.
Colin and I, dude, honestly, God, Colin and I are truly two peas in a pod in a lot of things. I wish there was a camera on us when we would eat the hospitality meal at TGL. Dude, plate after plate after plate. We'd be done with 4 plates of food in less than 15 minutes. We'd sit down, we'd get our plates, and we wouldn't say a thing to each other for 15 minutes to just eat. And then Kyle would look at me and go, Colin would look at me and go, ready? Yeah, ready. We would just go.
Never-ending barrel.
Never-ending. And then we'd be on the walk back. Kyle would go, wow, it's good. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Our conversations we have sometimes. But regardless, I'm a very fast eater. Large fries, the large fry from McDonald's, are you familiar with it?
Yeah. I mean, McDonald's is arguably one of the better fries.
Fallen off a bit, but I agree. Grew up on McDonald's, by the way. My mother, we would go every Friday after Jazzercise. The large fry, I can make 2 of those disappear easily. Probably 3 if I really wanted to.
In that red sleeve with the big M on it.
Dude, another disgusting thing I can do, Chipotle burritos. double wrap. So this is my order.
Oh, you double wrap them.
Damien, this is my order.
Wow.
Double wrap chicken burrito, extra white rice. I need a lot of white rice on it. Sour cream, corn, cheese, lettuce, vinaigrette on the side. I could eat 2 of those and probably still have room for chips and guac.
Yeah, I'm right
Damien,
with there with
Damien,
Chipotle. I love Chipotle.
Damien, Chipotle might, like, people always say death row meal. It might be Chipotle for me.
I'm right there with you. They're
Dude,
first and second.
It might be Chipotle for me. I am dead serious when I say that. Damien, I am like my order from Chipotle. It's that burrito, and I also get a bowl with the same stuff on it, but hold the lettuce.
Takes up too much space.
Yeah, hold the lettuce on the bowl, but I'll get the lettuce on the burrito. So I get the same exact thing I get on the burrito in the bowl without the lettuce, and then I get a large bag of chips and a large guac on the side.
You got to go the wrap on the side. When you get the bowl, get the wrap on the side.
Listen to the madness. Brother, I'm already eating a double wrap chicken burrito with all the fixings, sour cream, corn, cheese, and lettuce.
This is in addition to the burrito.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Got the bowl, got the large bag of chips, and the guac. So what you do is I put the guac on the burrito, okay? You eat the burrito, and you put the guac on the burrito.
On every bite.
On every bite. Guac's done, burrito's done. Then you go to the large bag of chips. You don't use a spoon for the bowl. You use chips for the bowl. You use the large bag of chips for the bowl. You're done with the bowl. Probably have a kill shot left of the chips. Do the kill shot on the chips and not eat for 2 days. That's my Chipotle order.
Man, that made me starving. Like I'm so hungry right now.
Damien Perez. Listen, my diet's been going well. All right. I'm down like 12 pounds. All right. Which is really good. I need to be down like another 8 and then we'll be good to go. We'll be in playing form. We'll be back in playing form. But dude, I need a cheat meal. I haven't had a cheat meal in so long. Isn't that crazy? That's my Chipotle. Dude, I could eat that Chipotle order and still have room for dessert.
That can possibly feed a village.
Damien, I could eat that Chipotle order and still have room for dessert.
That's unreal.
You ever watch Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z?
Of course.
I am like Goku. Dead, you know what? I am like Goku. I could eat everything in sight and still be hungry. My family used to say I had a tapeworm growing up. And like what stinks is, or not what stinks, what was great, I could eat whatever I want growing up because I played 3 sports. I'd be skinny as a rail. I learned the hard way in college.
Gotta slow down.
When you're drinking every day and not playing sports and eating garbage, yeah, you're going to gain weight.
Especially when you're drinking. That's kind of where what gets you.
But not, 4 years probably sober. But it's like, wow. I learned the hard way in college. If you're not shedding 2,200 calories a day playing 3 different sports, yeah, you can't eat like a degenerate. And I found out quickly I do not have a metabolism. They laughed. I said, yesterday I said, I eat a burger and I got to run a 5K. Dom and Lucas are marketing facilitators here. They got the biggest kick out of that. But regardless, folks, that was the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. National French Fry Day, which naturally we went down a rabbit hole, which ended up with us talking about how much we eat and what we get from Chipotle. But 888-760-3776, that's the number to call on in. Russo and Rizzo, 106.3. We're coming right back after this timeout.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is America's busiest ballpark, with Florida State League baseball games 6 days a week, Tuesday through Sunday, including the 2-for-1 Tuesday ticket deal, Silver Slugger Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Friday Family 4-Pack, Kids Club Saturdays, and $10 tickets every Sunday. Enjoy all the fun promotions while seeing the future stars of baseball take the field. For tickets, schedules, promotions, and more information, stop by the ticket office or visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
She ain't gon' tie me down. Why you on the road? Buying all the shirts, all the hats, all the clothes. What you want right now? What up right now?
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You hear me talk about them all the time, folks. Our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Damian, I'm hot on the parlay side.
Oh, yeah? You're on a run?
So I took the quarterfinal games at the FIFA Club World Cup. Chelsea to win, Real Madrid to win, PSG to win, plus 620 odds. Hit.
That was in the round of 16.
Hit. Oh, it was, I said quarterfinal, huh? Round of 16. Hit. My new parlay. You'll like this. This week that I posted. By the way, follow us at ESPN West Palm. I'm always posting parlays, or the good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Dame, my football parlay this weekend, Inter Miami to win, Lionel Messi is to score. PSG to win, Ousmane Dembele to score.
They're on a tear.
Plus 588.
Just those three.
Just those four. Those four. Plus 588. I got a boost, I think, from both of them being in the same, with their respected same game. But plus 588. Folks, you could do the same thing with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. I mentioned I just hit a plus 620 parlay with the FIFA Club World Cup. It's baseball season right now. There's a lot of baseball going on. The fun bet right now is the bet on who is going to hit a home run. And you could kickstart your betting journey the right way on Hard Rock Bet. New customers who bet just $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. $5 to get $150 in your account to use like cash on your next picks. Have you checked out Hard Rock Bet's daily feature, The 100? Hard Rock Bet's dropped pre-built parlays that are boosted up to 500% right on your home screen. And it's first come, first serve to the first 100 people. So get in now before it resets with another boost. And if you refer a friend to Hard Rock Bet, you'll both score a bonus up to $50. That's up to $50 for you and up to $50 for your buddy. Bet together, win together, and roll with us at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in the state of Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. That is 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Dame, you like that parlay? You like Messi to score, Inter Miami to win, PSG to score, and Dembele. You want to know what I think is going to burn me? Probably Dembele.
No, you know what I think could burn you? I don't think it will, is Messi not playing.
It will. I wonder what will happen to the parlay.
It'll be a push.
Yeah.
But here's the caveat. If he comes in like minute 60, now those odds are different because you got the odds assuming he would play the full 90.
Right.
But with that being said, Messi coming in the 60th minute, you always still got a high chance of him scoring.
I think he'll play. Dude,
I think he will.
Messi,
especially against Nashville at home.
And listen, folks, you can listen to Damian Perez. If you're a Spanish speaker, go listen to Damian, 7:60 a.m. Damian will have the pregame show starting at 6:30, 7:60 a.m. ESPN Deportes. And then if you're an English speaker, 7 o'clock, I am starting the pregame show. Ken LaVicka will be on the call at 7:30. And once again, Leo Vega, on the great Leo Vega on the Spanish side at 7:30.
With Elias Bustamante.
Yes, so second straight game for Elias.
Yep.
Now, Dame, this is what I told Elias. I failed Spanish. I didn't understand anything Elias was saying, but he sounded like a natural.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he did a great job.
On my YouTube TV, a lot of the times, the only way I get the big soccer matches is through TUDN.
Right, TUDN.
Okay. I hear Spanish-speaking broadcasts. Elias sounds a lot better than half the people that they have on there.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah,
Great feedback, too, we got.
Absolutely. Did a fantastic job. But, we cover this. We cover Inter Miami. Damian, I see Messi playing for you. He wants to play. Like, Javier Mascherano, the gaffer for Inter Miami, he said, dude, if Messi comes up to me and says he wants to play, we're putting him in the lineup every single time.
I don't think there's a person in the world that can tell him, listen, Messi, I know you want to play. I know you're healthy. I know you're 100%. I know Inter Miami's in a great position right now, but you're sitting out tonight.
And he's enjoying playing. I mean, that's why I don't think he's leaving Miami. You see all the waffle, and that's what I call it. That's all it is, waffle. There's nothing of substance tied to Lionel Messi leaving Inter Miami. The waffle is that he's going to leave and play for a top tier, in quotes, club in Europe to get the best experience against the best competition before the World Cup.
Which makes no sense.
None.
Messi doesn't need experience. He needs to be healthy. He needs to be physically ready to play the World Cup. And that doesn't come from a grueling season like they have in Europe.
And folks, listen, you could bet on the Inter Miami game coming up. It's their first home game. It's their first home game since May 31st. How about that, Dame? Inter Miami's first home game since May 31st. It's coming up against Nashville SC. You could get in on all the action, like how I did with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Got to take our final timeout of the show. When we come back, we're going to blitz the book with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. We're going to make a parlay for the weekend. A little baseball, a little football coming your way on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMITTED.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Our final segment, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Folks, if you missed the show, it's very easy. Go to wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Russo and Rizzo. It'll pop right up. You can listen right there. Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get it, it's there. We're streaming live on YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook. And you can listen to us live on the ESPN app on your Alexa smart speaker. It is time, though, to blitz the book with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet.
Send some heat. Pin your ears back. It's time to blitz the book. Presented by Hard Rock Bet.
Blitz the book, where we come up with our weekend parlay on Russo and Rizzo. Dame, there's football and MLB. Football and MLB. I'm going to start on the MLB side. The Chicago Cubs to win are plus 145 at Yankee Stadium. I'm going to go with the Cubbies. We talked about how much I love Pete Crow Armstrong. Talked about how much the Yankees kind of have some momentum. I think the Cubbies get after him, though, tonight. I think Pete Crow gets a homer. That whole line of Seiya Suzuki, Pete Crow Armstrong, they've been tearing the cover off the Michael Busch. They've been tearing the cover off of the ball. Give us the Cubs at plus 145 to start our bet on the baseball side. You got a football one for me, partner?
I do. I like the Philadelphia Union coming off of 2 bad losses against Columbus and Nashville, where both of those losses were 1-0. They played a great competitive game in those games. They come back home to Philadelphia to play the New York Red Bulls, who have been struggling. They're minus 120. I think that's a value. Anytime a home team who's had a great season, they've been atop of that Eastern Conference all season. So give me Philadelphia Union minus 120, and that's tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.
That is added on to the ticket. Philadelphia Union, the current second team on the table in the Eastern Conference. FC Cincinnati leading the MLS right now. But as of now, folks, we got the Cubs plus 145 to win, and we have the Philadelphia Union minus 120 to win. Let's find another baseball bet here. A lot of baseball tonight, as I mentioned. You got Tampa Bay and Boston, Seattle and Detroit, the Mets and Kansas City, Washington and Milwaukee. Let's speak my language. Maybe the Battle of Texas tonight. You got Houston and the Texas Rangers. Let me find out who's on the bump. This is intriguing because the Houston Astros, Damian, are coming off getting swept at home to my Cleveland Guardians, who are on a 9-game losing streak. You got Lance McCullers and Jack Leiter on the bump. Let's go with Houston. Let's go with the home team at minus 125. Texas has struggled to get runs across the plate this year. So I'm going to go with Houston minus 125. Dame, is there anything from that Inter Miami game that speaks your language?
Inter Miami money line. That's the first one that comes to mind. Inter Miami's in a great position. They come off of a great run in the Club World Cup. Before the Club World Cup, they also beat Columbus 5-1 and Montreal 4-2. And after the Club World Cup, they're still in that same great form. So give me Inter Miami at home versus Nashville, who, yes, is a great team. They're second place in the Eastern Conference. Actually, they're first place in the Eastern Conference. But give me Inter Miami money line at home.
So Inter Miami minus 110. So, Damian, we have the Cubs.
Basically a pick 'em.
Correct. We had the Cubs to win, the Union to win, the Astros to win, and Inter Miami to win. Once again, Cubbies plus 145 to win. The Union minus 120 to win. The Houston Astros to win tonight minus 125.
Can I give you a flex, Mike?
Sure.
If somebody doesn't like one of the picks that we picked.
Sure.
Wimbledon final, Sunday, 9 p.m. We got the rematch. Carlos Alcaraz versus Sinner. Give me Alcaraz minus 125 in that matchup.
Let's find that. God, it's like I got Colin on the show. Alcaraz. Yeah, here it is. Sinner versus Alcaraz. Alcaraz minus 125. That is added to the parlay. $20 is going to win us $555. Plus $2,678,000.
A lot of Chipotle right there.
Oh, God.
A lot of French fries.
Wow. Are you worried about me and my Chipotle order, by the way?
Just a little bit.
Double wrapped chicken burrito with sour cream, corn, cheese, and lettuce, extra white rice, large guacamole, large bag of chips, and a burrito bowl without the lettuce, with everything that's in the burrito.
It's like you're going there right after the show's over.
One sitting. I'll eat it in 15 minutes.
It's amazing. I'm like mind blown by that because
I could handle that much food.
And it's not just the burrito and bowl combo. You also double wrap your burrito.
Oh yeah,
which
you have to. You have to, dude. Those shells. Listen. Two like fundamental, like I call it fundamental food. Bread, any kind of bread, and any kind of rice.
Yeah,
dude.
Those are the essential carbs.
Sign me up, mate. Those are the essential carbs that go right to my love handles. Sign me up, dude. I had met a piece of bread I never liked. I could eat pumpernickel. I could eat any kind of bread. It's disgusting. Cinnamon bread. I don't like sweet. Like, Dame, it's funny.
I don't like the rye.
Can I say too? I'm not a big sweet guy. Like, don't get me wrong. After a big meal, I could do dessert.
So no Hawaiian rolls?
But like, no, I'm not sitting down eating candy, you know?
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? I'm not drinking pop. This body is built on water and black coffee.
You would rather take
espresso.
other calories than the calories from candy, for example.
I rather eat a large bag of chips with guac. Give me that salt.
It's called priorities right there.
Dude, and I got great blood pressure, too. As much as I scream and the amount of salt that I consume sometimes, you think that it'd be bad, but no, I got blood work done recently.
The Italian genes.
Yeah, God. Thank God for them. Dude, I knew my great-grandparents, and listen, I'm knocking on wood. Anything could happen at any given moment. I don't take life for granted. My dad has a saying, who does radio as well, good to be alive. That's how he starts every show. Good to be alive. Praise the Lord. And he does hang on, let's see if I can find it on Theo. Let's see. Yeah, good to be alive. Praise the Lord. And he does the applause. That's the hockey. Yeah, there we go. Does it every show. But regardless, I knew my great-grandparents. You know, Pa, Jama, Nanu, Nana. Even on my mom's side, too. Dude, fair play to my granny and my Papa B. They're 88 on my mom's side. My Grandma Carol.
Bless them.
I had, there was remember, I told you, Dan, there was a situation with my ama on my Sicilian side, but she's healthy as an ox, 89 years old. Just got to make sure I don't, eat my weight in Chipotle. Folks, you hear that music? That means it's time for us to go. Sometimes friends have to go away, but a part of them stays with you forever. Remember that in this life. Damien and I will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We have Saturday Tailgate kicking off. We're going to be talking more NFL, talking more college football. That is Saturday Tailgate at 9 a.m. Appreciate everyone who watched and listened. We'll catch up with you Saturday morning, as I mentioned, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We'll see you later. Bye.
Calling all sports